No one is coming to save you or tell you what to do next. It really is on you. You are responsible and you are in charge now. Welcome to the Vet Rise podcast. We're on a mission to make success after service accessible to every veteran. I'm your host, Juan Perez, the #1 veteran coach. Here at the Vet Rise podcast, we believe in the power of leveraging your service, not as a label that defines you, but as a launching pad for your next chapter. Together, we will change veteran culture because what we have been doing hasn't been working, and it's on us to start fixing our own issues. Join us on the Vet Rise podcast, where every episode brings you closer to the life that you deserve. What's up, everybody? Episode 2. Here we are. Is your military training? All right. Moment of decision here. Am I going to re-record this, or am I going to just let it ride out? Because this is episode 2, and I haven't really been doing any of this, right? So this is all new for me. I do a lot of TikToking and Instagram videos. But this is new. This is a podcast. And I'm deciding that I'm not going to re-record it. So I'm going to just let it ride. Let's just see what happens. All right. So stop waiting for orders. If you keep telling yourself that someone is coming to save you and that you don't have to take action, eventually, you're going to fall into a place of mediocrity. You're going to be working backwards, because if you think that someone is coming to save you, if things are going to just immediately or magically get better for you as you leave service, it's not going to happen like that. Success comes to those who take massive action and just do it. As a veteran, you've been trained to take action before, so why are you hesitating now? Is your military training holding you back? It's time to stop making excuses and start taking control of your life. You are your battlefield commander. All right, so the waiting game. Unfortunately, some of the times that you think back on your military training, you think about how in boot camp you developed that internal discipline and willingness and obedience to orders. And it serves a purpose in the military. But as you get out, you got to realize that there's not going to be someone there to give you orders or tell you what to do next. You have to take ownership over yourself. Unfortunately, a common post-service mindset of waiting around for the right moment or the right period of instruction, it's actually counterproductive. It's hurting you. We have to learn to take massive action. We have to learn that massive action does actually equal massive results. When I got out of the military, I realized that I had to start taking control and doing things for myself, because nobody was coming to save me. Nobody was coming to tell me what to do. Nobody was coming to guide me in the right direction. Thankfully, a lot of what I did was look for guidance. Now, don't get me wrong. That is still you making action, you taking a decision because you found the right people to guide you in the right direction. So just because you think that there are people out there, veterans out there, that are willing to help you out, that doesn't mean that it wasn't your action to seek out. It doesn't mean that it wasn't your doing, because they're not going to seek you out, because you know what? Veterans don't really know how to help other veterans if they don't know how to help themselves first. So remember, as you get out of the military, realize and pay attention to the fact that you are going to have to seek out help. You are going to have to be your own mentor, your own leader. You're going to have to think about what you want to do next and research it. Take massive action. Stop waiting for things to happen for you. There is such a thing as military discipline versus civilian initiative. We have to understand that discipline is very much about understanding that things have to be done a certain way by a certain time at a certain freaking time frame. But now you have to have civilian initiative and go out there and do things for yourself differently. Change your perspective. Think about how you used to do stuff before, and now realize that you can do it a little bit differently. There is no military structure anymore. Thinking that way and thinking about how it used to be in the military is going to actually hurt you, because it's going to create challenges. You have to be more self-directed. This is a civilian world. You can go out there and do things a little bit differently and exceed at any job you get, at any resume you're trying to build, at any career that you're trying to find for yourself, any future you want to actually have. You can do it for yourself. You're not waiting for orders. Nobody is telling you what to do. Be creative. That's one of the skills that we learn in the military. And you have to break the cycle of excuses. A lot of veterans like to use the excuse of feeling like they feel overwhelmed or they don't know what to do or nobody is helping them or nobody has any military bearing or everyone is not disciplined. Nobody's going to be as disciplined as they were in the military because you're surrounded by civilians now. People are different and that's all right. It's not a big deal. Stop making it a big deal. You can't be surrounded by people that are just like you. That'd be pretty boring, wouldn't it? You got out for a reason. You don't want to be around people that anymore. You got out for a reason. Remember that. At the end of the day, it is on you. You have to stop being so angry and bitter about people not being able to hold up or be up to your level, right? They're not going to be that way. And now, what do we do next? What can we do? How can we have that self-leadership and personal accountability? We have to have self-leadership and take personal accountability for our own decisions because if we can do that, we can actually change our perspective and find that new mission. How do we find that new mission? Well, we find that new mission by thinking about what we enjoy, what we actually like doing, and investing some time and energy into it. Because if you invest your time and energy into what you like doing, you will get better at it. And then before you know it, the planning and execution phase actually falls into place very, very smoothly because you are the one that was in charge of it. You are the one that's taking care of it. You're the one that's taking lead on it. But you can't do that if you keep waiting for someone to tell you what to do. Nobody's going to show up and magically tell you what to do. Now, if you seek out help, if you seek out leadership, if you seek out Marines that are older than you or have been out longer, soldiers that have been doing this a little bit longer than you, maybe sailors that have been out a little bit longer and they've been navigating college and the workforce, that is still you seeking it out and being the leader for yourself. Now, yes, you're on your own and it feels a little bit scary, but having that fear of failure, it's not that bad, I promise you. That fear of failure can paralyze you, and yes, it might feel like this new mission is very unknown and you don't have any QRF or any backup, but you do. You just don't realize it yet. And that's all right. There's a lot of different ways to overcome this fear. Reframing failure as a learning opportunity. Because when you fall, if you get back up, it is a huge lesson that you just learned. It's not all bad. And you have to learn how to leverage your military skills in your civilian life. There's so many skills that you learn, such as adaptability, leadership, resilience, creativity. And these can all be powerful tools in civilian life. You just have to learn how to leverage them properly. And I want you to be your battlefield commander. I want you to be in charge of your life. I encourage each and every one of you to start taking decisive action. The reason I chose this topic to be episode number 2 is because that's what I did today. That's what I did today. That is what I did today. I said, I'm going to start my podcast. And I started my podcast. I created, there was that slip of the tongue. That's fine. Whatever. I created the cover art. Thankfully, my operations manager, Sam, had already created an account with the podcast platform. And he had all the notes in the folder for me. So I went in there and I just created this podcast. Because why not? Like, I'm tired of just waiting for things to happen for me. You have to do them for yourself. And just like that, episode 1 was released. The quality wasn't great, but who cares? And the quality of this one might not be great, but again, who cares? If you get value from this, you've been listening, you're still listening. Now go take action. Go and take action. Stop waiting for somebody to come and tell you how to do it, or stop waiting for someone to come and give you the instructions, or stop waiting for someone to give you permission or confirmation. You don't need it. Take action. I just want to take a quick minute and just ask you to please share this podcast with another veteran who is having trouble in society. We were never a part of society. We came back to society and we had to learn how to start all over again. So if this podcast has helped you, if VetRise podcast has helped you, do me a favor, share this with another veteran that needs to hear this message. You have no idea who you might help. Thank you. Back to the regular episode. I'm going to end this podcast with a little story about waiting for permission. A long time ago, when I got out of the Marine Corps, I kept waiting for permission to feel my fear. I didn't allow my fear to manifest in any way. I didn't allow my PTSD, my anger, my frustrations, my anxiety. I didn't allow for any of it to come out because I was waiting for permission from someone to tell me that I could feel it. Because I felt like if I didn't see other veterans giving me that permission or other people telling me it's okay, I felt like if I displayed weakness or any sort of emotions, I would be looked at as a freaking loser, as a weak, freaking just piece of shit Marine. I was wrong, but there was nobody there to tell me that. And it took me years to realize that it is okay to ask for help. It is okay to say, I'm not all right. Because when you recognize that you have to heal, you can start healing. But if you never pay attention to the fact that you need to make some changes in your life, you are going to be stuck there for a very long time. So I'm telling you right now, whether you've been out, whether you're still in, or whether you have been out for a very long time, I'm telling you right now, it is okay to feel fear. It is okay to feel anger and frustration and anxiety and depression. What it is not okay to do is stay there. Do something. Take action. Start moving. Ask for help. You're not alone, I promise you. You're not the first, and you won't be the last that goes through this. So ask for help. It is okay. Send me a message on any of my socials and I will reply at JP the Veteran Coach. Or reach out to a friend. Or reach out to someone that has been doing this a little bit longer than you, the veteran thing. And tell them how you're feeling, because I promise you they have no idea that you're feeling this way because maybe you haven't said it out loud. Start speaking up. Closed mouths don't get fed. The squeaky wheel gets the oil. Speak up. Speak up. Stop embracing the suck. You're not in anymore. You're out. Start seeking peace. Create peace for yourself. You're worth it. Thank you for your time. And that brings us to the end of another empowering episode of the VetRise podcast. I'm Juan Perez, and it has been an honor to share this time with you. If today's episode inspired you, made you think, or gave you hope, I have a small favor to ask. Share it with just one veteran or someone who could benefit from our message. Your share could light a spark for them, just as it might have for you. Remember, the VetRise podcast is more than just a series of conversations. It's a community, a movement towards achieving the greatness we're all capable of and changing the veteran culture. For more insights and to join our mission, follow my socials at JP the Veteran Coach and explore how we can rise together through one-on-one coaching or joining the VetRise Academy. Thank you for joining us, for being part of this journey, and for believing in the power of rising together. Until next time, keep pushing forward, keep rising, and never forget we are stronger together.